First, allow me to introduce Petr Petníček, the mayor of Chrudim in the Czech Republic, Šárka Konečková, member of the council and coordinator of the Healthy City project, and myself, I am Tamara Voleníková, and I am interpreter and also member of the Town's Commission for International Relations. With local agenda 21 to higher quality of life. Chrudim is an old town, but the first Chrudim mention dates back to 1055, with a rich history and numerous cultural sites. Its population is 23,000. Since 2001, we have been systematically implementing the local Agenda 21 through the Healthy City project. Strategic planning. We strive at meeting the principle of strategic management based on good governance and principles of sustainable development. All the processes are directed towards putting the town's vision to life. The town's vision is to develop and stabilize in a balanced and long-term manner all the chief elements representing the quality of life in the town: economic, social sphere, infrastructure and the environment, and by doing so to turn it into a modern town with satisfied inhabitants. In 2012, a strategic team was formed for the town's development. Its function is systematic management and sustainable development in the town. The strategic team supervises implementation of principles of sustainable development. It is responsible for the preparation and continuous updating of action plans in relation to the municipal budget and deals with implementing and for suggestions from community planning and partial concepts. The team has made an analysis of the ties between the strategic and conceptual documents. The action plan of the strategic plan of Chrudim's development in 2012-2015 period was assessed in respect to the socio-economic benefit in sense of local sustainability, how the individual pillars of sustainable development are represented, and by means of an expert estimate. This evaluation showed that 38% of activities have an explicitly positive impact on sustainable development, 54% positive impact, while 8% have neither positive nor negative impact. None of the activities have negative or explicitly negative impact on sustainable development. The action plan of the strategic plan is tied to the town's budget. This top set of indicators is related to the strategic vision. They respect the three pillars of sustainable development and will be assessed on a regular basis. A set of community indicators has been made for the plan of action and will be linked to individual measures. The draft concept of the town's development, the zoning plan, respects the following principles: to chiefly develop the core territory of Chrudim and in the suburb areas concentrate on low-capacity buildings, not to allow the building of scattered houses in the landscape, support recreational possibilities along the Chrudimka River, make the town attractive for tourists, enable development of commerce and company administrative centers, restrict the development of industrial production, which would have negative effect on houses in the vicinity, or unused areas within industrial zones. Our priority is to make use of built-up areas of the town and to bring to the minimum the appropriation of farmland, natural sites and landscape in the neighborhood. The town is expanding in harmony with its development or urban plan. We interlink close-up, built-up areas. The industrial zone provides job opportunities to our inhabitants. We have regulations in place for the occupations of the zones. We regenerate and reuse vacant and all unsuitably used land or buildings. This map of brownfields shows their distribution throughout the town. Our slide demonstrates their new use. We are striving in Chrudim to meet requests for land and plots for various types of housing. Also, brownfields are used for this purpose. Enhancements of the natural and built landscapes. In this slide, you can see major conceptual materials governing care of natural and built landscape. The town implements a master development plan for greenery and a plan for caring of all trees. The latter involves an inventory of all the trees growing within the municipality and assessing their condition. Artificial landscape in the town comprises pleasure points, parks, playgrounds, streets and squares and so on. The public is involved in their creation and launching. Another negative aspect of the former regime in the country was the building of large housing estates comprising concrete bungalows of flats. These too are being prepared for regeneration in cooperation with the public. Playgrounds are built or restored in harmony with the town's conceptual documents and an active partnership with the public. Playgrounds are furnished with certified elements. This graph demonstrates our feedback in the evaluation of playgrounds. A mill race runs through the center of Chrudim. There are extensive parks in the town, the total area of which exceeds 11 hectares. Thus their restoration is gradual and is being carried out in harmony with the master plan for greenery and other strategic documents. The monastery gardens have newly been opened to the public. The main emphasis was laid on the initial space of the monastery gardens. Original species of fruit trees have been planted. Forests owned by the municipality, that is most of the woods on the territory of the town, have a certified system of economical and ecologically desirable management and have been rated as special purpose forest. Throughout the forest, natural forest regeneration is combined with artificial. In the forests, people can enjoy a lookout tower, a playground, an open-air gym, a climbing wall, a sheltered campfire spot, and a road center. In reaction to people's suggestions, a sheltered campfire place was built this year. A panoramic map has been installed at the top of the lookout tower bar. From the geological aspect, this is a unique locality on a European scale, as there are remnants of the chalk sea, which flooded the territory 95 million years ago. A study has been made for the reclamation of the former landscape of inert material in this locality. There will be a playground, leisure sports and natural amphitheater, walking and cycling trails, and new biocorridors. A system of territorial ecological stability has been defined, in which 87% defined biocenters are functional, and the system is continuously being implemented. It has been incorporated into the approved development plan. The presence of the protected area of Birds Island and the nature conservation site of Havelock is a proof of high natural values in this part of the municipality. The territory of Chrudim runs into the National Shell Territory Geopark. The chief aim of the park is to provide education to people and make them understand our natural heritage, support sustainable regional development, and protect geological heritage. The municipality takes care of its memorial trees and trees planted to mark special occasions. Through our competition called A Town in Bloom, we strive to motivate people to help beautify Chrudim. Volunteer activities play a significant role in landscape enhancement. Volunteers are awarded regularly on the Day of the Earth. Arts, culture and heritage. Chrudim has one of the best preserved and biggest urban conservation zones in eastern Lithuania. The conservation zone covers an area of 52 hectares and there are 98 houses listed as immovable cultural monuments. 60 of them are owned by the municipality. The area was declared a conservation zone in 1990. Its medieval structure with a number of heritage sites and town walls has been preserved. The historical core has retained its function of a town centre. Chrudim has a detailed zoning plan for this conservation zone and a program for the regeneration of the conservation zone. Every year, within the framework of European Heritage Days, Chrudim holds a day of open monuments. The State Record Office in Chrudim offers a digitalized version of archival and other documents related to our cultural heritage. In the Czech Republic, looking after architectural heritage is required by law. Within the framework of regenerating the urban conservation zone, Chrudim takes care of its monuments. There is a commission which, on the basis of detailed rules, decides about granting requests for funds to regenerate heritage buildings in private ownership. There is a Jewish cemetery with 90 gravestones in Chrudim, founded in 1889. This year there will be a ceremony to commemorate the 70th anniversary of the transfer of Jews into concentration camps. A memorial will be unveiled in December on the occasion. People have found their way to a new spot offering relaxation, education, culture and so on. These are the monastery gardens, adjoining the Museum of Baroque Sculptures. The museum is multifunctional. Apart from the Baroque sculpture exhibition, there are other exhibitions, concerts, debates, weddings. Chrudim is a town with a rich cultural tradition, and today we continue to draw on this. Throughout the year there are many cultural and social events and programs whose importance exceeds the boundaries of the town and the region. Cultural events have deep historical roots, and every year they are highly popular. They are held in the historical center, as we want to keep it lively. This year, we held Prezentace Chrudim for the 61st time. It is the oldest festival of amateur puppet theatre in the Czech Republic. In August, the statue of Saint Agnieszka Przemyslovna, Agnes of Bohemia, was unveiled. This was to show our respect to a significant figure in Czech history, a patron of our land, a saint whose canonization is closely linked to the fall of the totalitarian regime in our country in 1989. The royal Přemyslovna family is connected with the foundation of our town. The sculpture is the work of students of the Secondary School of Stoneworking and Sculpture in Košice. In June, the newly restored Red Chapel was opened. There are events on a regular basis to mark the birth and death of anniversaries of prominent personalities to stimulate civic pride. Other traditional cultural and social events include exhibitions, ballroom dancing, concerts, markets and more. Traditional as well as not so traditional annual markets take place in the main Brussels Square. The Regional Museum now newly exhibits rare art and wall posters made by renowned artist Alain. Commemoration plaques are being installed in honor of outstanding people. Regular concerts of classical music in which outstanding Czech interpreters and musicians from all over the world take part have been held in Chrudim since 1944. Chrudim Pantheon is a new spot where busts of significant personalities of Chrudim are displayed. Annually, the Town Council approves under Municipality Awards the title of an outstanding personality of Chrudim. There are many clubs and associations alike active in Chrudim that influence its cultural and social life. They draw on the historical traditions of the town. Cultural events are organized in cooperation with the Chrudim's cultural center called Chrudimská Města. There is an open grant system to support cultural heritage projects. People who are interested can make thematic tours of the town with a guide on history or protecting the environment. A printed guide provides information for people in wheelchairs on barrier-free access to points of interest. Attendance rate at our sites throughout the year is monitored. People's satisfaction with cultural establishments in the town is also observed. Environmental best practices. Working hand in hand with companies, the municipality is solving the use of old brownfields, turning them into new company premises, and helping to build complete utilities. Brownfields are incorporated into territorial planning documents. In respect to water consumption, we deal with the local water management company. We have managed to keep water consumption at a fairly low level. The distribution system is being regularly renovated. Water quality has for a long time been well above law requirements. 89% of households are connected to our wastewater treatment plant, and more places are continuously being linked. The municipality has a unified sewage system which leads into wastewater treatment plant. After cleaning, the water is discharged into the Chrudim River. There are no significant problems with water or wind erosion in the town. The share of good quality farmland in the Chrudim region is above average, as you can see in this cartogram. Soil protection from erosion is given by law, the Farmland Protection Act. There are localities in the town where ecological contamination may be expected as a burden from industrial and agricultural activities in the past. A risk assessment project is in progress in 4 of these pinpointed localities to analyze the risk of old ecological pollution in the town and what poses to groundwater and the river Chrudimka. It is to determine the presence, type and extent of contamination, find out the paths of its spreading, and propose suitable effective measures. Already this year, a project will start to remediate 3 plumes of old contamination in the former Transporta engineering company. By gradually connecting buildings to a central heating system, residue heat, the town is eliminating the use of private heating. The quality of air has been at a good level in the long run, and there is still a good reserve in air pollution limit values. Emission concentrations are regularly measured. The results are posted on the internet. Roads and other areas are frequently cleaned, which also reduces dust formation. The chief source of air pollution is traffic. We are striving at having a bypass road built around Chrudim from the state budget. Currently, archaeological survey is being made along the future road. Chrudim promotes public transport and the use of environmentally friendly buses. They are low-tech vehicles to enable wheelchair transport, meeting the Euro 5 standard. In our town, paper, glass, plastic material, composite materials like Tetra Pak, metal, textile, harmful waste and residual communal waste have been separated for many years. People can place some of the materials into differently colored containers for paper, glass, plastic or textile, and for smaller sized electric waste. Altogether, there are 368 containers around the town and 110 separation nests. Currently, we are planning an expansion for the system and starting the separation of biological waste. In this graph, you can see the development of the amount of waste separated in the town. People can bring waste to our collecting yard. This is a large volume waste, brick, rubble, glass, plastic material and paper, hazardous waste, textile and waste from the garden. Electric waste is also collected in the yard. Chrudim is involved in a number of systems for taking back disused appliances. This diagram on the left shows the development of collected electric waste, and the one on the right shows the amount of saved carbon oxide. Since 2009, the Eco-Management and Audit Scheme, EMAS, has been applied at the Town Hall, and newly, as from this year, we also have an approved environmental policy of the municipality. The graphs you can see, in the graphs you can see the savings in energy and water, as well as positive results in the use of cars. We have expanded EMAS into other organizations, and they have already made some savings. We communicate with target groups to hear about their needs, assign land for sports grounds in nature, promote the building of cycling trails, cooperate in finding possibilities for recreation in our region. A lot of our activities are directed to ecological education in all target groups. Every year we stimulate the public and invite them to participate in the International Day of the Earth, organic food market, support markets of local producers, fair trade and more. In this sphere we cooperate with non-profit organizations and business people. In the framework of partnership cooperation with non-profit organizations, we support ecological enlightenment and global education. We consistently provide education on Local Agenda 21 and sustainable development to target groups. We have newly started making analysis to see how schools are coping with education towards sustainable development and fulfill all its pillars. We are interested in what is the impact of our behavior and action on the environment, so we monitor the ecological footprint. We also evaluate the ecological footprint of the municipality and the ecological footprint of the town hall. Community participation and empowerment. Within the Healthy City and Local Agenda 21 project, the municipality gets the general public and various target groups involved in the development of the town. We get people involved by means of varied planning processes. The result is a pleasant environment, meeting the requirements of today and supporting the coexistence of different generations. People take part in regular public discussions directed at selecting the top 10 pressing issues of the town. People work at small round tables, each covering one aspect of Chrudim's life. These pinpointed problems are then approved by the town council. This year again, we have prepared a similar activity for young people. Also the problems they see as important are passed by the town council. Both groups see the lack of bypass road and the formation of a concept cycling trail network as the most pressing items. Students who are interested in getting involved in the town's development have joined the Students' Parliament. Top 10 pressing issues of the town are then discussed during roundtable debates. To involve target groups which does not participate in action planning, we run questionnaires, polls, sociological surveys, and so on. To check if our procedures are correct, the municipality has used the local evaluation 21 system to assess the local process and sustainable development activities. It is a tool available through local governments for sustainability. Citizens of Chrudim and visitors can learn about the planned activities at the town's information center, which has modern technologies at disposal and offers a range of promotional materials. We also communicate with the public through the Chrudim newsletter, via the website, news reports, leaflets, posters, press conferences, and so on. Information is also passed on by commissions that are advisory bodies of the board of the town council. These also function as working groups for the different spheres. The Healthy City and Local Agenda 21 is a community project in which partners are expected to cooperate. We work with experts, schools, non-profit making organizations, business people, and other partners in various activities. Cooperation is based on a written agreement. There is a subsidy and grant system for our partners, in which we react to the already approved issues. We monitor satisfaction of our citizens, as you can see in this graph. Healthy lifestyle. Health services are planned according to specific problems found in the town. Chrudim has a health plan approved by the town council. This year it has been updated in reaction to the latest results of indicator assessment. Now we would like to demonstrate in a number of diagrams the development in the different health indicators of Chrudim citizens. On a long-term basis, the incidence of accidents has been lower than the nationwide average. The decline in the Chrudim area is faster than the mean trend in the rest of the country. Chrudim has been designated a safe community. We systematically concentrate on the issue of accidents in the town. Since October, one of our nursery schools has been certified. Cardiovascular health problems are the result of many different factors of our lifestyles as well as of the process of aging. Based on the analysis, attention should be paid to younger people up to the age of 45. Diabetes mellitus needs special attention. Its incidence is also influenced by our lifestyles. The trend in Chrudim imitates the trend in the rest of the country. The trend in overall incidence of newly detected tumors is favorable. In the Chrudim area, the incidence rate of lung and bronchial tumors in women is lower than the nationwide average. On a regular basis, we organize enlightenment campaigns for the general public and target groups, as you can see on this slide. The campaigns react to priorities defined in the health plan. Care to our senior citizens is provided by the Center of Social Services and Assistance in Chrudim, an organization controlled by the municipality. The year 2012 is the European Year of Active Aging and Intergenerational Solidarity. We have supported the Year of Seniors by cultural, physical and educational activities, as well as events promoting coexistence between generations. In Chrudim, we are doing our best to meet the needs of all generations. We are community friendly to the family as a whole. We are striving at a family policy as a comprehensive set of measures and activities in many public areas of people's life. By applying them systematically and putting them into life, we want to help create an environment friendly in the broad sense to the family at local levels. Unemployed people have a chance to get involved in public service. They mostly keep streets clean and orderly. There is a number of non-profit making organizations in Chrudim which are particularly working with selected disadvantaged groups of people in the labour market, helping them to find a job. The municipality supports the hospital in Chrudim, whose founder is the Prezentace region. We monitor people's satisfaction with and availability of health and social care. We react to the results in our community plan for social services. We are also concerned with barrier-free access throughout the town. We run a comprehensive conceptual crime prevention program. Thanks to this, the crime rate has dropped while safety of people has increased. Citizens themselves contribute to this throughout their preventive conduct. The following diagram shows people's satisfaction with safety in the town. Together with the municipal police, programs are made for children at nursery and basic schools. In the slide, you can see the subjects of debates. In the town, there are already public places or new ones are created where people like to meet spontaneously and relax. These are leisure points, often designed as part of newly reconstructed areas in the town. Together with partners, we carry out projects directed at the healthy diet and the prevention of obesity. Enlightenment campaigns also aim at providing. We have prepared a healthy diet project. Its vision is to educate people, help them understand their own needs, to become active and responsible for themselves, and to be able to make decisions based on principles of healthy lifestyle. Together with expert partners, the municipality is preparing a system of education at all types of schools on the prevention of the habit of smoking, drinking, and drug abuse. Intravenous drug addicts receive social and medical services. This involves monitoring the town, collecting information, contact work, replacement of syringes, and other medical material. In partnership with the municipal police, regular checks are made in selected restaurants to see if underage people are not served alcohol. The graph on the right hand shows what people think about the ban on smoking in public places. All children in preschool establishments have undergone an eye check. The graph demonstrates the effect of this preventive measure. We prepare programs for children focused on learning how to clean their teeth properly, to prevent incorrect posture, to observe the principle of a healthy diet, and to enjoy movement to a sufficient degree. We offer people alternative means of transport to boost healthy lifestyles. We have established a bicycle rental and making preparations for a concept of cycling trails in the town. We want to know to what degree people use their cars and what sort of transport they prefer. People have a great choice of cultural events, which we prepare with other partners and organizations. We monitor if people have the same chance of getting education at schools and similar establishments. There is a network of nursery, elementary and secondary schools in Chrudim. We hold a systematic approach to lifelong education. There is a new apartment house for families halfway home. Within the integrated plan of development of the town, 15 social plots have been created in Chrudim. Other housing projects are also underway with private investors. The year 2012 is the year of sports. The focus is on expanding the offer of sports also to the unorganized public. To create a suitable offer for an active way of spending one's free time, the town is creating good facilities for all types of sports. This support draws on the conceptual plan of promoting sport in the town. Surveys help us to find the level of people's satisfaction. Thank you for your attention, and now please look at a short video.
Thank you. As a first question, you've shown us many differences between the totalitarian time of your city and what it is today. But are there any challenges for the city on the change of population? Groups of people who will leave or have left town, new people coming into town with different cultures, maybe that shifting of population or the aging of the population. Does that give any challenges to the council?
Že ukázali jste, jaké velké rozdíly jsou před minulosti, s totalitárním režimem a v současnosti, ale stojí před vámi nějaké výzvy, před městem nějaké výzvy, co se týká přesunu obyvatel, jestli přicházejí na národnosti do Chrudymy, nebo jak se chováte ke starým lidem, prostě nějaké sociální výzvy.
V současné době do města Chrudimě, jako do většiny českých měst, přichází hodně obyvatel z Asie.
So at present, in current days, years, the same as in other places in our country, we have input. There are many people especially from Asia, coming also to Chrudim.
Konkrétně z Vietnamu.
Specifically, it's people from Vietnam.
A v našem městě s těmito obyvateli problémy fakticky žádné nemáme.
We can say we have no problems with this type of people, with Vietnamese people.
Protože patří mezi velmi pracovité lidi.
We can say they are very diligent people.
A umí se postarat sami o zaměstnání.
And they are able to work themselves, they find their own jobs, so they have their own work.
A také ve městě máme dostatek volných bytů v privátním sektoru.
There are enough flats, apartments in private sector for housing.
Tak otázka bydlení v tuto chvíli nás tolik netrápí.
So we can say at the moment there are no problems in finding suitable accommodation for people.
A děti těchto přistěhovalců bezproblémově navštěvují základní školy.
And children of this minority group attend school normally with other children.
Pokud se týká obyvatel seniorského věku, ve městě jsme vybudovali nebo přebudovali 4 domy s pečovatelskou službou.
In our town we have 4 houses that provide services for aged people or people who need help.
V současné době je dokončován domov pro seniory.
And at the moment we are now almost have completed a home for seniors.
A máme zřízenou organizaci jako městskou, která v terénu se stará o potřebné seniory.
We also have an organization within our municipality that looks after senior people in their homes.
A spolupracujeme minimálně s 5 neziskovými organizacemi, které zabezpečují sociální služby pro tyto skupiny obyvatel.
And we cooperate with about 5 other non-profit organizations which also provide assistance to people who need assistance.
Thank you. The people that stay in your city, where do they work and what industries are they currently?
Lidé, kteří žijí ve městě, kde pracují, jaký průmysl existuje ve městě?
V našem městě většina obyvatel v procentu pracuje ve službách.
When we look at the percentage of employment of our inhabitants, then most people work in services.
Druhé takové významné odvětví, které bylo za komunistického režimu významnější, bylo a je strojírenství.
Another second on the list is engineering, which was especially in the past very important part in Chrudim and still is.
A hodně lidí dojíždí do 11 kilometrů vzdálených Pardubic.
And many people also commute to Pardubice, that's the city about 11 kilometers away from Chrudim.
Celková míra nezaměstnanosti v současné době v Chrudimi je 8,5%.
Unemployment rate at the moment is 8.5%.
Úřad práce pro tyto nezaměstnané pořádá rekvalifikační kurzy.
The Labour Office in Chrudim organizes requalification courses for unemployed people.
A zároveň v našem městě pracuje občanské sdružení, tedy nezisková organizace, která pomáhá nezaměstnaným najít nebo uplatnit se na trhu práce.
And there is also a non-profit organization in Chrudim that helps unemployed people to better find a job.
You said engineering. What type of engineering? Mining or engineering?
V současné době je to převážně strojírenství, výroba tubusů pro větrné elektrárny například. Potom výroba dopravních zařízení pro dálkovou pasovou dopravu pro doly. Companies that make, for example, systems, belt conveyor systems and other systems for transport in mining or in other industries. Dopravníkové systémy pro, řekněme, třeba některé výrobní závody v potravinářském, farmaceutickém průmyslu a podobně.
Thank you.
For financial strategic plans for the future, are you resourcing your own industry to fund these projects, or are you sourcing other funds from other sources, other means from the government or from European Union?
Co se týče financování, strategické plánování, finance máte z vlastních zdrojů nebo získáváte finance z jiných zdrojů, od vlády, státu tedy, nebo z Evropské unie?
Financování většiny českých měst je založeno na systému část ze státního rozpočtu.
The system in our country is established so that the municipality gets part of its funds or money from the state budget, from the government.
Část je kapitalizací vlastního majetku.
Partly it's through capitalization of its own property.
To jsou nájmy, prodeje nemovitosti a podobně. A některé speciální projekty, které byly tady na té prezentaci zmíněny, tak jsme realizovali za pomoci zdrojů z Evropské unie.
Some special projects, some of which we have shown in our presentation, are co-financed from EU funds.
And in the long term for financing, given the situation, the current crisis we're in at the moment, have you any long-term strategic plan on financing?
Máte nějaký strategický plán, co se týče financování do budoucna, dlouhodobě?
Tak ten dlouhodobý výhled, který město trápí již 70 let, tak je otázka obchvatu města.
There's one project which has been our sore point. That's, for example, the bypass around Chrudim. We have been wanting it for 70 years.
A tento projekt je velmi objemný, co se týče financí, je to téměř 2 miliardy korun.
Large volume of money involved. It would be about 2 milliards Czech crowns. A tato investice je z větší části investicí státní. And that is majority of this would be paid by the government, the state's project. Nás jako obec, jako město v rámci této investice čeká právě investice do přístupových komunikací k tomuto obchvatu. For us, what it will involve is the access road to this bypass road. Takže to je jedna taková významná věc. A druhá, která se týká finančního plánu, je kompletní rekonstrukce sportovní haly. thing that we need to do in the future is reconstructing our sports hall.
A tam ta částka je řádově 100 milionů korun.
And this will be about 100 million crowns. Peníze získáme.
A tyto peníze se bohužel musí objevit v našem rozpočtu.
So we have to expect this to come into our budget. We have to calculate this in our budget.
A jsou to prostředky, které budou buď to ty vlastní, částečně teda i ze státního rozpočtu.
So part of the money will be from our own budget and part will be from the state budget.
A samozřejmě město má rozpočtový výhled na jednotlivé akce do roku 2015.
And we have a plan for the budget for until 2015.
I have a question on the air pollution. If I'm correct, then your biggest problem at this moment on air pollution is coming from traffic, because you have that collective heating system. You ruled out the individual heating and don't have problems anymore with the air pollution. But you said yourself that already you're willing to have that bypass for 70 years and still not there. What else can you do to get that air pollution and lower in times when you don't have much wind in your area than what you have done now with the collective energy? Maybe a little bit of cycling, but are there other things you have in place that you are doing now, that you can implement now, that you don't have the bypass yet?
Mluvili jste nebo co se týče čistoty ovzduší, říkali jste, že největším problémem v čistotě ovzduší je vlastně doprava. Říkáte, že 70 se snažíte o ten bypass. Máte nějaké jiné kroky, nebo děláte něco pro to dnes, nebo plánujete do budoucna, aby se snížilo znečištění ovzduší v Chrudimi, protože třeba, když neukázíte, tak jak to je?
Tak problém obchvatu je problém víceméně politický. Pokud parlament České republiky neschválí v státním rozpočtu tuto investici, tak ji těžko můžeme zrealizovat.
As regards this, then of course we depend on the parliament. If they approve it as a priority, then it's okay. If not, then there's not so much we can do.
K snížení těch škodlivých látek v atmosféře jsme v současné době přistoupili tím, že připravujeme nebo napojujeme městské objekty na dálkové vytápění, takže
as you have mentioned, then we are reducing this by connecting as many buildings as possible to the heating system.
Takže fakticky jsme zlikvidovali lokální způsoby vytápění.
So there are no, as we call, local places where people would heat themselves, that means using coal burning.
A to je věc, kterou můžeme zvládnout celkem v čase. A abychom trochu té dopravy ulevili, tak budujeme cyklostezky, které jsou smíšené i pro pěší. A na jednom z těch slajdů jste viděli nové autobusy, které splňují přísné ekologické normy. Které se do města kupovaly s spolufinancováním z evropských prostředků.
Thank you very much.